Well, welcome everybody. I said I'd give you a short film clip about how the church will be when it opens. So next Sunday the 19th of July, St Nicholas will be opening. We will be letting you in. The door is open and so you'll be welcomed as you come in through the door. The first thing before we go in and before I show you everything and talk you through, please only come if you are feeling well. If you haven't got a temperature, if you haven't got a persistent cough or a new cough or a sore throat, anything like that, please stay away for the time being. I hate telling people to stay away because I want to see you all. But please, for the safety of everyone, if you do feel like that, leave it for this week, maybe the week after as well. But we will at some point get to see you. Then when you come, even if you've washed your hands at home, we're going to have to make sure that when we go through the doors, you'll have to put hand sanitizer on again. And we really strongly urge you to bring a face mask with you. It may be when you're inside that, depending on the rules at the time, you may not need to wear it, but just bring it with you anyway. So, are you ready? We're going to go inside now. As you come into the church, it may be that in the porchway here there is someone who will meet you there and make a note of your details, who you are and the day that you've come. This is for track and trace, which the government is asking us to do. If they don't do it there, they may well do it here, and they'll write down those details. They will write it because of sharing pens, things like that. It's easier for somebody to do that. Once they've done that, we'll then ask you to put hand gel on. As I say, even if you've done this at home, please do it again. It's for everybody's safety. So once we've done that, we're then going to have somebody to show you where you're going to sit. Now, I know we all like our own pew and we like to sit in a certain spot, but for now, only for now, whilst we have these regulations, we will have someone show you where to sit. We're going to start filling the seats, the pews, from the front. So you'll be shown where to go, and as you come down, you'll see that some of these have got taped off because we can't have that many people in the church. And you'll come and be seated. After you've been sat down, it may be that you're sitting by yourself, it may be that you've got a partner with you or a family member of some kind. It could be you've got your whole family with you, which means you take up the whole pew. But if not, if it's just you, it would be that there would be someone else sitting at this end of the pew, and you would keep this distance between you. Now, it could be that you want to wear your mask throughout the whole service. At the moment, it's optional. As the church, more people come into church, they will be sat, not this pew, but the one behind. And it's really tempting, because we haven't seen each other for so long, to want to turn round and, hello, how are you? Oh, love the haircut. We haven't seen you in such a long while. Please, please, I know it's great to see people. Please, can we not do that for the time being? We've got to restrain ourselves to protect each other. The aim is, yes, you can turn and give them a little wave, but we've really got to look out for each other. And the guidance is that we're not to shout or raise our voices, things like that, because of spreading germs. And that leads me on to I'm going to move a bit closer to the camera. That leads me on to about singing. Unfortunately, we're not allowed to sing. We'll have music to come into and music to go out to. But what people at clergy have found is if they play any music that's even remotely like a hymn, we automatically begin to sing. I love singing, but unfortunately we can't. Maybe that's a good thing for you. You don't hear my singing yet. But we can't sing. So therefore it's just music to come in and out to. We then come to the peace. When we share the peace, we can say the words of the peace, but we're not to shake hands with people. We're not to hug them or kiss them. We can just maybe look at them and say something like peace be with you or peace be with you, as I've been doing online. But we're not to do the things that we would normally do. So I'm going to now show you a bit more in relation to the communion service. I think one thing you need to know is there will be orders of service out. You haven't got to remember it all. There will be orders of service where you'll be sitting. So you'll be able to have those to use. And what will happen at the end of each service is you will leave them where you were sat. That way, well, I'll tell you a bit more about that near the end. Keep watching. So, during the Holy Communion service, you will only be able to receive the bread. Now, when it comes to going up to receive that, the steward will come and tell you to go forwards. Now, it could be there are two of you in the pew, then you would both come out. One at a time, you'd come out, and as you come forwards, you would have to do hand gel. I know you did it when you came in the door, but you've been sat there a little while, and we're going to be putting bread into your hands, which you will be eating. So the guidelines say we must use hand gel again. You'll then come forwards, and you remember to keep 2 metre distance. So whilst someone comes forward to here to receive, the next person would be stood here by the choir stool. And you'd stay to the right hand side. There's a reason for that, because once you've come forward to receive the bread, and you hold out your hands as far as you will go and receive and eat. You'll then turn towards the little prayer area, and you will walk that way, and as you walk, you will then walk behind the pews here, and you will then go round. Please try not to touch everything, but if you do have to, that's okay. And then you will go down the steps to your pew. I know that's going to be a bit different, and I know it might take a little bit longer, but we're doing this so that we can have communion, so we can be fed spiritually, mentally and physically, and so that we are doing it safely. When we come to communion, I will be the only person to drink from the chalice, and then I will have a ciborium here, a special, it looks like a chalice but with a lid on with all the wafers in, and I won't be breathing on that or doing anything to that. I will eat and drink from the chalice and the pattern. I'll be using hand gel again. Then as I come to you to give you bread, I have a special face mask with a little clear bit so that you can see my lips. This is what I'm going to look like. And I will then bring, if you can imagine, this is the ciborium. I will come to you. You will have your hands and arms outstretched. I will then come to you, take the lid off, and I will put the bread into your hands. Drop the bread into your hands. And then you will then move on and go round and back to your pews. At the end of the service, please leave your order of service on the pew. We're going to shut the church at the end of the service, and it's going to be locked for 72 hours so that everything will be quarantined inside. So leave the order of service where it is. Then the stewards are going to let us out a row at a time. So when it comes to your row, please do go out. Now the thing to say is that on the way out, the collection plate will be there for you to leave your giving in whatever form. And then as you leave, please keep going. Please don't congregate outside the door in groups to chat. Please keep going, because else we won't be able to get everybody out. So keep going and keep remembering to socially distance. It may be that over the coming weeks we can tweak this and we can make it slightly different, but we've got to start somewhere. So we look forward to welcoming you back to St. Nicholas. I look forward to seeing you soon. God bless.